Oh, hey guys, I put up a Ted Greene inspired lesson the other day and it was very well received and continues to get a lot of attention and comments. So I thought I would put up another video that is inspired by Ted as well. Ted created a system of chord organization called the V system. It's quite inclusive and wide-ranging, and there's a lot of interesting scholarship about it on the tedgreene.com website. I've kind of pared it down a little bit to be as useful as possible. This is explained and demonstrated in my book, Melodic Jazz Guitar Chord Dictionary, and also extensively on my educational website, timsguitarworkshop.com. But I thought I would just give you a little brief look at it right now. The subject is going to be a D minor 7th chord. Now, one of the changes that I did is I simplified it to just the basic chord qualities: major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished, and our diminished 7th, so that we can find it the most useful. Of course, if you want minor major 7 or major 7 sharp 5, you can make the adjustments necessary to the appropriate bass chord. And I'm just going to deal with one type of chord and all 14 of the voicings in the V system. So the first voicing, I'll explain as I go. The first voicing is all 4 notes within an octave. That's called V1. Okay. Let's give it a little more. Good. Now, as you can see, it's quite spread out, especially this low down on the guitar. The idea is to raise a note in the chord. I'm going to raise the 3rd. So now instead of 1, 3, 5, and flat 7, 1, flat 3, 5, and flat 7, I'm going to have 1, 5, flat 7, flat 3. Very common voicing. Probably everybody knows this one. And then if I want to lower the 3rd back down and raise the 5th, I get this beautiful voicing. Now we can add a root inside of that, or not. Okay, that's V3. Okay, from now on the chords are getting more spread out. That's the idea of the V system, to go from the tightest density, the densest, to the least dense, the biggest, most spread out. So then we get to this one. That's V4, also a very common voicing. A lot of people play it like this, but I'm playing fingerstyle, so I can play it like this. Okay, now what happened there was both the flat 3 and the 5 went up an octave. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put the 5 down in the original octave, the flat 3 and the flat 7 are up above. Right, so now we have another one with a split in it. We have a root and a 5th, then skip a string, and then flat 3 and 7. So it takes a little bit of right hand picking. You could also, if you wanted to pick 5 notes, you could put the flat 7 in 2 different octaves, here and here, and that is also fine. I use that all the time, but just to be specific about this split voicing. Okay, next one, we need to go down to the lower string to get the root. Now all 6 strings are involved. Here's V6. Right, now what happened here is all 3 of the notes except the root have gone up 1 octave. Okay, and now we've got another very interesting one. The flat 7 and the 5 went up an octave, and the 3rd went up 2 octaves. Okay, that's like an F triad way up here and a D down below. I suppose you could do it like that as well. Okay, well, we want it to be movable, so that's why I chose the first fingering. Next one's a little easier. We go down again, 1, flat 7, 5, and 3, flat 3. Now we have a big funny split. Skip a string here, skip a string there, and those 2. Not bad, not bad. That's V8. V9 brings the root, the 5th, and the flat 7 down low, and the 3rd is back up. I use this type of voicing if I'm playing a high pitch on in a solo guitar. That spread between the lower voices and the upper voices is very quite nice. And of course, all these chords can be inverted and maintain this string placement. From V6 all the way to the end, they're all spanning 6 strings. You have to decide for yourself whether you consider this to be practical or not. Next, we're going to go with a root and a fifth down below and a flat 7 and a 3 up above. It's quite a big right-hand spread, and Alan Holdsworth uses these kinds of chords a lot. Okay. And then here's a nice one. It's the root, the flat 7, and the 3 down low, and a fifth way, way up. Now, I don't know how far I can get that. Maybe let's see, try B minor 7. And so the fifth would be F sharp, and I'm struggling. But up here I can do it. Okay. Now the next one's even more difficult. Get the 7th, or the 5th is at the top. The flat 3rd is down here. Okay, again, big spread out thing. Shake the hand out, don't want to kill myself. Then the next one is all bunched back up again, because the 3rd comes way back down, 5th is in the middle, and the flat 7's on top. Harder in the right hand than it is in the left. And then a V14, the last one, is very difficult because of my fingers don't want to do it anyway, this way. So 1, flat 3 and 5 down here, and then a flat 7 up on top. Okay, that's the V system. Don't hurt yourself. Also, Wes Montgomery mostly played V2 and 4. Most jazz guitar players play V2 and V4 with an occasional thing. Now, this is equivalent to the drop system that they teach at Berklee, but after a while, the drop system gets quite convoluted with a double drop this and a drop 5 and a double drop something or other. I'm sorry, I'm not very well versed in it. So I just think of these chords as being some combination of raising notes from the root position chord, rather than having a middle note drop down, become the lowest note. Suddenly you're in inversion, and you have to sort of reverse engineer it to get to the root position. These are all root position chords, and of course then they can be inverted, and that's another thing. Also in my book, Melodic Jazz Guitar Chord Dictionary. And you'll see much of this information on, or application of this kind of information on my website, timsguitarworkshop.com. Okay, take care. Thanks for hanging in there with me.